Hey, welcome to another RecLand Realty podcast. This is a land review of a 160-acre hunting tract in East Carroll Parish, Louisiana. Let me zoom you over here to the aerial map for those of you that are checking this out on the video. Again, as a reminder, those of you that are just listening to the podcast, you can see exactly what I'm looking at if you want to see the land review video version of this on the our RecLand Realty Facebook channel. Excuse me, say that every time. The RecLand Realty YouTube channel, youtube.com, and search RecLand Realty. Now, there's also a RecLand Talks YouTube channel. That's a kind of a more behind the scenes look at what we're doing. But if you want to see these land reviews, go to RecLand Realty, and you'll see it there, 160 acres, East Carroll Parish, Louisiana. Anyway, on the aerial map here, you'll see where it is. It's just west of Lake Providence, Louisiana, and it joins the Bayou Mason Wildlife Management Area. You know, when I was a kid, I hunted this whole thing right here. It was owned privately, and it was a hunting club. And I was a member when I was a kid. Killed my first couple of deer there with a bow on that track. It was great hunting when I was a kid. I grew up in Kilburn, which, if you're following on the map, is right there, right on the state line. And, of course, Oak Grove was the hangout where we'd come on the weekends and ride around the square and, eat chili dogs and chase girls. We had good luck eating the chili dogs, not much luck with the girls. But, anyway, we gave it our best. But all that said, I hunted this right here. It's low, flat, and wet, but there were a ton of deer. And there's even more deer now with the way things have changed in West Carroll and East Carroll since I was a kid. There's more and more deer habitat, less farm ground, more deer habitat. And so consequently, East Carroll and West Carroll have some giants over there and a lot more deer than when I was a kid. You know, I've always said the last several years, I've said that the next state record in Louisiana very well could come from West Carroll, East Carroll Parish, just because of the habitat that's there and the restricted deer seasons. It's a little smaller window to rifle hunt in East Carroll, West Carroll than it is in other parts of the state. Anyway, back to this tract, 160 acres. It's actually made up of 3 different parcels. It's made up of an 80-acre parcel, and it's made up of 2 40s. And the 2 40s are separated by 1/4 of a mile, so they don't join. And the 80-acre piece, there's 3 separate parcels that do not join, but they're all you could throw a blanket over them, and they're right there in the same area on the south side of the Bayou Mason Wildlife Management Area and west of Lake Providence, Louisiana, between Lake Providence and Oak Grove. Oak Grove is probably where you'd go, if you're looking for, groceries for your camp. You need to go to Walmart for this, that, or the other. That's all going to be right there in Oak Grove. Lake Providence is a neat little old town. For those of you that don't know the area, neat little old town on the lake there, and then just outside the levee of the Mississippi River. It's just not quite the town it used to be. It's one of those old Delta towns, made rich, made famous by cotton, and those days have kind of gone. So that the town has kind of dwindled and kind of crumbled and decayed down with it. But anyway, Oak Grove is probably where you'd go do your hanging out, shopping, looking for a place to eat, that sort of thing. The tract is all in CRP. It's actually in CREP, the enhanced program, but it's got a little over $13,000 a year payment on it that started in 06 and it will end in 2021. Most likely will be renewed, but you never know until it actually comes time whether or not they're going to accept renewals. But they have renewed over the past in East Carroll, West Carroll, old CRP tracts, but can't make you a guarantee that it will renew in the future. Anybody that guarantees you that either has insider information they shouldn't have, or they're stepping out on a limb, because there's no way to know for sure until it comes time. Most likely renew, but no guarantee. I've been on this track. I've shot video and got some drone footage. It's actually listed by Keith Welch, one of our land agents, been with us a long time. Keith has grown up in this part of the country, and his family farms a little west of here in the Pioneer Darnell area. But Keith would be the guy to talk to. The track has good access along Schrock Road. Schrock Road is an all-weather gravel road that runs east and west, kind of from Lake Providence over here to the Bayou Mason, and I believe it's Lanes Ferry Road if I remember, and then up to Highway 2 there, just a little bit east of Oak Grove. So it's got excellent access. It's in CRP, so there's income. It's grown. The trees have been growing since 2006, so there's good habitat. Thick as hair on a dog's back, which is ideal for whitetail. It really is. So there's been some great deer killed on these tracks, according to the information I have and pictures I have. The fact that it joins the WMA gives it a lot of backup, a lot of habitat support, and interesting, the 240s that are part of this actually join an 80-acre sanctuary area of the WMA. So so they join that sanctuary. Can't hunt the sanctuary, but you can hunt the 40s if you own this tract. The seller currently is asking $2,900 an acre. He's lowered that price some. It was a little bit higher, but it's down to $2,900 an acre for the 160 acres. And he's not, so far he said he's not willing to divide the tract. He's not willing to sell it in these separate parcels. We wished he would. We've encouraged him to do that. Very well may do that with an acceptable offer, but hasn't advertised that it can be divided. So right now it's 160 acres, asking $2,900 an acre. Some great deer hunting in North Louisiana. It's going to be probably as good as it gets for small private tracts like this. So you might want to check it out. And if you're interested in a smaller piece of it, when you talk to Keith, hey, just make a straight up legitimate offer and he'll pitch it, and you just never know where that goes. I want to show you something that's a little bit interesting. It's interesting to me. I'm a bow hunter. On this 80-acre piece right here, there's actually a pretty good drain that runs through it over here to the bayou. And this drain has big mature hardwoods in it on both sides. And I've walked up and down that drain, and deer trails everywhere. And of course, I'm a bow hunter, and so I'm looking at that as, man, I could put several lock-on setups in here along this, this drain. And I'm going to see some deer and maybe have a chance to kill a good one. But anyway, that's just me talking as a bow hunter. If you're a rifle hunter, there's box stands set up on these tracks already. So, hey, go in there with your big gun and knock yourself out. Let me click through some pictures here. You'll see a little bit of the habitat. There's a deer that was taken off of it. That's a great buck right there. Another pretty good, real good deer right there. Another good deer, but you can see the habitat. It's your planted CRP plus everything that just grows up with it anyway. Box stand on the track. Here's an aerial of it. You can see the fact that it's planted. There's that drain I was talking about running east and west across that 80-acre parcel. There's good, this is a little view of that down in there a little bit, but there's actually much bigger hardwoods. When I was talking about hanging lock-ons, that's what I was looking at. There are perimeter roads all around these parcels, so decent access. You can get around them. You can get through them. There's electricity up and down Schrock Road. You can take an acre or two out of these CRP tracks and put a camp on them. You just simply reimburse the USDA what has been paid over the years in the tree program. And when you're talking about an acre or two, it's not that much money. People do it all the time. So you can buy out part of it if you want to put a camp there, because there is electricity. The ground's going to be suitable for a campsite. You're probably going to want to put it on a pad anyway, because that area is just flat. But it's not going to flood. It's going to flood. It's going to get wet and nasty. But if you build something up a little bit on a pad, a foot or two, you're going to be fine in that country. Another aerial view of it there for those of you that are following on the video. And when you go to the website, you're going to find it on our land for sale page, Louisiana, East Carroll, and it's 160 acres. You're going to click on it. It's going to take you to this page right here, our listing page, if you're following the video. There's a video information on the track, some drone footage. There's the aerial and the topo maps. Down here in the details, the description, you're going to see exactly where it's located, and you're going to see the details on the CRP program. And like I say, as far as where it's located, I've got precise driving directions from both ways. I mean, so a blind man could find this. So take a look at it. If you got some interest, Keith's number's right there. Just give him a call, text, email, smoke signal, whatever, and he will get with you. These are easy tracks to look at, and you're going to like what you see if you're a deer hunter. And you can make a run at buying some of those parcels separately, but as I've said, the owner is currently just selling it all as a total 160 acres. So, hey, anyway, we appreciate you listening to these podcasts and watching our land review videos. If we can help you, just yell. Thank you. Bye.